Hey all, I am going to share one of my most favorite free apps that work on Chromebooks that doesn't need anything special. All right, let's start at victoria-sylvester.com. You're going to scroll down. By the way, all these are free, usually, generally, at least in my district, not blocked. Work on Chromebooks. People pleaser. Kids love them. Here we go. Paper Snowflake Maker. All right, we're going to make a cool snowflake without the mess all over the floor. All right, I'm going to click that. Boom. We're going to go here. Okay, now, the reason why I'm demoing this is because there's a couple things that you really should do that are going to make your experience much more happy. Okay, so first things first, click auto update. It is very, very important that you do that. If it remains unchecked, let me show you what happens if it remains unchecked. Okay, so this is how you make a cut. You are going to click. That first click is green. Okay, then I'm just going to, let's say, click here. Click here. This is all where you would be making your scissors cut. Let's say I click here, and then I'm going to join back up with the original green. Boom. All right. Oh, okay. And and then what? There's nothing over here. How incredibly disappointing. Well, that's what it looks like when you don't have auto update on. So let me click auto update and give you the experience with it on. So let's say I'm going to click here. Here again, this is where your scissors are. Click here and then back to the green. Boom. Check it out. Look, it auto updated. So much better. All right. So I have had students who have spent like the entire class period making these teeny weeny, beautiful, extremely impossibly wonderful cuts. And I say cuts in quotes, right? So you can just like go crazy and spend a tremendous amount of time, or you can just basically make nice big fat shapes and enjoy. So just quick. I recommend your first one to do it fast, just so you can see like the process. Okay, now two more things to show you. One is you can choose your background. Okay, this is important, especially if you are going to print it, if you're going to add it to something else. Yeah, so I generally prefer the red because it's like really nice contrast, but you go ahead and you do what, works for you. One other thing, and I laugh. And I laugh because I've been using this for years. I don't want to tell you how many years, but years. Yesterday, I was working with a student, and you know what they did? They taught me something new, which is always fun. So check it out. You can click this and you can move it and see it auto updates. And if you're like, oh no, I meant for that to be there, boom, you can change it. Or you see how I've got like this weird little spot here, up here? Maybe I'm like, I don't want that. So can go back up here if you want, because that's an old one, and remove it. Okay. So you can't go back to what you've already done, but you can make little tweaks here and there and just, you can totally get lost in this process because it's almost too much fun. And no one gets mad at you because there's no little tiny pieces of paper all over the floor. Yeah, so it's a win-win. Now, just so you know how to save it. I suggest clicking the green save image to your computer, and then you're stuck. And then it just, oh, it didn't really save it, did it? It just opened up in a new tab. So then you can follow these instructions. You can do a right click or control click. Okay, so if you're on a Chromebook, do you guys know how to do the right click? Okay, I bet not everyone knows. This is important. You use two fingers clicking at the same time. So boom, two fingers on your Chromebook. You can have all these choices, but I imagine you're probably trying to save it. So save image as, and then you can call it Snowflake or whatever. It'd probably be good if you spelled it right. And then Snowflake 1 or whatnot. Save it in whatever folder you want it. If you want to make a desktop folder, downloads folder, make sure you are aware of where you're saving it, because sometimes something wonky pops up over here, especially if you haven't saved things in the past. And then boom, it's saved. Okay. And then you can go back and do more. How do you do more? You can click reset. Okay. By the way, there is an undo button for those of you who are like, oh, I didn't mean to do that. You can undo. And let me just make sure you know that. So I'm like, boom. And then, ooh, I don't like that. Undo. And it really does undo. Okay. All right. Thanks. Have fun.